Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining with me today. Gross national happiness sounds like an appropriate indicator of the level of welfare provided in a country, as the overall intention for welfare is to provide assistance to people, which will then very likely raise the level of happiness. But is it really a perfect measure? When we dig deep into it, we will find there are two problems associated with the ability to measure welfare. One social factor that could affect gross national happiness ability to measure welfare is that sometimes people do not tend to express their true ideas in a survey. The data required to calculate gross national happiness is partially collected from society in a formal survey, which could include people's own evaluation of psychological and physical well-being, living standard, and etc. It is worth noting that these measurements can be highly subjective. Even though these surveys are made anonymous, however, there are considerably amount of people in a society who may not feel comfortable providing their answers. Therefore, the answers collected from the survey are not the most honest and accurate. Also, the answers collected from the survey can vary greatly from time to time. For example, in a very pitiable condition of starvation, a person could gain a high level of happiness from only one loaf of bread. Same concept applies to the measurement of happiness. A high gross national happiness does not necessarily indicate an adequate or good welfare system provided, as people who are provided with insufficient welfare system are also likely to gain high level of happiness from only a little improvement. Another problem that affect gross national happiness ability to measure welfare is that there are lots of factors that could affect it, apart from welfare. Gross national happiness contains 9 domains, which are divided into 33 indicators, which are then measured by 124 variables, each with their own weights. In most of these variables, welfare is not the only factor that can affect it. One good example of this is living standard. Welfare only affects a small fraction of it. Living standard is mostly affected by people's purchasing power and the state of the economy in the business cycle. Therefore, based on the subjectivity and the number of factors that can affect gross national happiness, my conclusion is that gross national happiness is not a perfect measure of welfare. Thank you for listening.